So a few months ago, we went down south for a camping trip. One of the places we were going to camp at was Shannon National Park. We haven't been there for a couple of years. When we got to the campsite itself, we had an enormous shock. We just couldn't believe what they've done to it and what they turned it into. So I shot this video to show you people and see what you think. I've done a number of these videos in Western Australia because generally speaking, in my opinion, the Parks and Wildlife though spends a huge amount of taxpayers' money and royalties for region money on these national park campsites, but I think they totally mismanage it. A national park campsite, to me and most people that I know, should be preserved in its natural status and should be maintained and enjoyed by the people the way it is, not turned into kind of residential plots and blocks and flattened with hot water system and flush toilets, because camping, after all, is not about that. There are caravan parks that are designed for it, but if you want to go and camp in a national park, I believe it should be as close to nature, as natural as possible. So let me start this video and see what you think. Hello. We actually came back here. I'll tell you where we are in a second, because I wanted to make this video. When we came down from Perth, this was one of the places we wanted to check out because we used to camp here. Shannon National Park and the campground at Shannon National Park used to be a beautiful forested area, like pine trees and all these native trees, and really nice ambience, nice atmosphere here. It was a really good campsite, a couple of cabins. So this was on our list that we might actually stay here. And to our shock, when we came here, it has changed. It has changed a lot. And the reason why I want to make this video, because we've traveled a lot now, interstate, I'm talking about camping, interstate as well, and in Western Australia. And there is a trend in Western Australia, and it's coming from high above. We know it's coming from higher above because we have spoken to many people and rangers as well, where this is what a national park campground looks like these days. And let me just spin around and show you around, and I'm going to explain what the problem is here if you can't see it yourself. If I just showed you this, and I say, oh, here we go, what would you say? What is it? What is this? It looks like a new residential development, let's say on the outskirts of Ellenbrook. No, but it's not. It is actually the campgrounds in a national park. Now, we've been camping here down at Warren River for 10-11 days. And as you can see, this place is surrounded by amazing, beautiful, old growth forest, new growth forest. Just that's why it's a national park. It's just a beautiful spot. So what do? There's this, I don't even know what it is, new mentality somewhere up in the Parks and Wildlife Department in Western Australia, where they flatten it. They flatten the place. They get rid of everything that they have here. They put in bitumen roads, and this is what they call, I'll show you, just in case you think I'm joking, this is a campsite what I'm walking on. This is the campsite. So what they do, you can see it here, these are the campsites. So, if you want to come camp in a national park, this is where you camp. Look at that. You can camp there. You can camp there. You can camp there.
and there's a number of places. Do you really want to come to a national park and camp on this? Camp here, right next to the next person there. So this would be your campsite, and in busy time, you know, this is the campsite. There's nothing between you guys. And then there's the next one, there's the next one. Buses, caravans can pull up, park. This is not camping. This is not just not camping. This is not a national park. This is who in their right mind think that in a national park you have to create these residential plots, these blocks, and then that's where you're gonna camp. I mean, you know why we go camping? To be in nature. The kids can run around, to be away from people. And I understand a lot of people want to come down and do camp here, but there's so much space that you can have a little bit of separation. If you look down here, look down this road behind me, look down. Count how many little campsites they have, so-called campsites they have created. These are not campsites. These are parking lots. And I spoke to one of the rangers around here. I don't want to, because he said not to mention him, or not to say anything. One of the rangers around here, and he said it's ridiculous, it's disgusting. They don't like it, he doesn't like it, but he said it's a pet project of a couple of people in the Parks and Wildlife Department. I mean, if you think that you have the beautiful forest here, you want to come down with the kids to do some camping, is this what you have in mind? To camp on this? Think about it for a second. It's just, we got to do something about it, because this is not the only place where they do this. Quite often they have a mentality up north, even up north, Millstream National Park, for example, Chichester National Park and Millstream. There's a beautiful gorge, there's stunning areas there. What do? They put the campsite 6 kilometers away on a dust bowl, where you have to tie your tent almost to the next person. Why? Well, where is this coming from? Those people who are making these decisions surely have never been camping. Surely they are not the people who come down here, say, let's take the kids, or let's just go down with my husband, with my wife, my parents, whatever it is. Let's just go down and have a nice camping holiday. Is this what camping becomes? So what are we going to do next? What are they going to do? Well, when is the flat screen TVs coming on the trees? I mean, you know, you flatten it, you level it, and you put bitumen looking. It's actually not, I don't even know, they compact it on things, and it's kind of like bitumen, but probably you can drive a peg into it, I'm not sure. But it's, they put this horrible black gravel down. I understand that there are people who drive caravans, and there are people who drive buses, and they would like to visit the area as well, and they would like to enjoy it as well. And I understand that we need to cater for them. But like this, where would I come with my children to do some camping? Here? I mean, this looks like a suburban street. You can imagine if it actually gets full, and I don't know if it does, because I really don't know, but it gets really busy in the summer months. I believe it does get a lot of visitors. I mean, this is a suburban street. This is not a national park. This is not a national park that you camp in. This is a suburban street. And if you put caravans, buses, I don't even know if people come here with a tent. I mean, who would want to come here with a tent? So what happens with people with even if you put your camper trailer, you put it up here, I mean, it just looks like a suburban street, isn't it? I mean, you could be in Ellenbrook, as I said, or you could be in any other new, fairly recent suburbs, because that's what it looks like. And then they're very proud of it, that they create facilities, that you have flushing toilets, and we have this and you have that. But is that what you go to a national park for? To have flushing toilets, to have hot water showers in a modern bathroom? That's not what you go to a national park for. Camping is the opposite. We don't need TVs. We don't need to put free Wi-Fi in here. We don't need to put hot water systems in here. camping is getting away from all that. And that's what they do. They're very proud of themselves because they're creating, this is like a caravan park, but not even a nice caravan park. There are caravan parks that are really nice. Well, this would not classify as a nice caravan park. What is going wrong with Western Australia? What is going wrong in the Department of Parks and Wildlife? Who is making these decisions? Who is responsible for creating this? Is someone really proud of this? Is someone really proud of this? There must be. They say, someone said, oh, there was a bit of a fire and that's why. Nah, the fire didn't flatten it. We spoke to the rangers. They just decided someone had a pet project up there who decided to create this nightmare, this zombie national park camping. But guess what? We forget one thing, we are paying for it. There's one thing that is very important that you got to remember. You say, oh well, it doesn't matter, you know, it's just a national park, you know. This is how they want to manage it. We are paying for this. We are paying these people to make these decisions, but we are also paying for this. This place, and once again, I know it from insider information from one of the people who I spoke to down here, it cost millions of dollars to do this. This place cost millions of dollars to create this wonderful beast, which they call national park camping. It's desolate. It's not nice. There's nothing nice about it. Hey Luke, how are you? Are you good? Going in the muddy puddle? So it may not be finished yet. I mean, probably they'll do more to it. But from what we can see, you don't go to a national park to find residential suburban style development. And yeah, as I said, we don't go to a national park to have hot water showers. We don't need to. That building probably cost $300,000-$400,000 down here. That's what it is, you know, putting everything in. We don't need that. Simply, you don't need that in a national park. And then they create also this. That's wonderful that they have information. Wonderful. But why don't we focus on creating a beautiful national park and a campsite that is actually for people? Because the Parks and Wildlife's motto and slogan is Parks for People. How can you call this, as far as you can see, so it's not just that area, how can you call this Parks for People? Giant black car parks, and that is your campsite. That is your campsite. And once again, I want to stress the fact that we are in the middle of one of the most beautiful forests, not just in Western Australia, but I think also in Australia. And this is what they call camping here. Unbelievable.